Hello, everyone. Pete Schooner from Ohio Today Magazine, and I am joined today by Nico Karagosian, Vice President for University Advancement at Ohio University. Hi, Nico.
Morning, Pete. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. I wanted to spend a lot of our time really just talking about how the Ohio University community is responding to the COVID-19 crisis. Just a few weeks ago, about a month ago now, the advancement team launched the Bobcats Take Care campaign, which is a huge part of the university's response to this pandemic. So I thought maybe just to start, get us going here, if you could just give us a quick summary of the campaign, for those who might not be familiar with it yet.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say that this probably started for us at around the same time it really started for the rest of the country, and we were on spring break here at Ohio University, and when everything sort of hit, and that first week, the university leadership team, the advancement leadership team really started talking about how can we immediately respond to the students that are going to be have the greatest need moving forward. And we had our giving day scheduled for April 7th, so we did have a lot of pieces in place, and an online giving event that was coming up. But we looked at this a little differently, and we thought this is going to go beyond just financial contributions, and really trying to understand that this is affecting everybody in lots of different ways, and we wanted it to be something where people could contribute and be part of it even if they couldn't make a financial contribution. So we decided as a team to launch Bobcats Take Care, and the nice part about Bobcats Take Care is that it has the component that people can give to support our students, but it also has the pieces that people can send a message to a graduating senior that their commencement has been postponed. They can post a social media message sharing words of encouragement or support. They can join our Bobcat mentoring network and interact and network with other Bobcats all over the country, or they could make a contribution to our student emergency fund. So we really like the idea of making something that was anybody could get involved in, and recognizing the financial impact throughout the country, throughout the world, and on many of our Bobcats. We wanted people to feel like they could contribute in different ways, and it's really taken off, and people have posted some wonderful messages, and there's been some students that have posted videos about what their spring semester has been like, and what they're doing to keep busy in addition to their schoolwork. And then we've seen alumni post messages as well, offering words of encouragement. It's interesting, the class of 2020 here won't have a commencement, which is just like our class of 1970. So 50 years between those two classes, and they have something in common. So we've been working to connect class of 70 alums with class of 2020 students, and just be able to share stories and talk about what everybody's doing. So that's what we envisioned with Bobcats Take Care. It was something beyond just a giving day, something beyond just people contributing financially, but really an opportunity for everybody to engage and be part of something really special.
Yeah, and it really is special. I mean, just seeing some of the messages people have shared has been just really inspiring. I mean, you can really feel sort of that Bobcat family coming through, when times get tough. So I wonder, on the fundraising side, tell us a little bit about the fund that Bobcats Take Care is supporting. If someone were to make a donation, what's that money going to, and how is it helping current students?
Yeah, so it's the COVID-19 Ohio University Student Emergency Fund, and it's really going to any sort of basic need that a student would have, an Ohio University student would have. And I think it's important to note it's any student. So it's undergrad, grad, any of our regional campuses, our medical college, everybody is eligible for it. And we've received probably over 500 applications from students, which total about $250,000 in overall need. And some of the stories of what students need money for, it's heartbreaking. It's basic necessities. It's food, it's rent, it's utility payments. Some of them need help with technology as we transition to online classes. Some of them need gas. Some of them need, toiletries. It's really amazing and heartbreaking what students need. So, with all these applications that are coming in, the grants are limited to $500 each, and students can apply one time. But as you can see, with 500 applications, there's a lot of need out there, and I think Bobcats have really stepped up. We've raised well over $86,000 already from almost 500 donors. So people are really stepping up and making a difference. We're actually getting ready to launch a match. So we've had some additional donors that have stepped up and contributed another 75,000. So we're going to be launching a 1-to-1 match. So if we can raise 75,000, we'll get that additional 75,000 to match, which will get us around, getting us close to that $250,000 number. Now, what happens is we're getting 20, 30 applications a day, so the need continues to grow. But people are really stepping up and making some incredible gifts, and any amount matters. It doesn't have to be a $500 or $1,000 gift. People are stepping up with anything, 10, 25, 50. It makes a difference. So we're gonna keep working and letting people know how they can help, and then being able to share that with the students. And I think one of the best parts, Pete, is actually hearing from the students that have been helped and hearing the difference that this amount made in their life, and it lets them settle in. They don't have to worry about their rent. They don't have to worry about food. Their fridge is stocked. They can focus on their schoolwork and get their work done. So people are really making an incredible difference, and I'm very grateful and appreciative for that. One thing that I thought of earlier too, when we talk about the engagement piece, is we found that the interaction isn't just benefiting the students, it's also benefiting our alums and friends and donors who, there's several of them that don't have family around, and being able to engage from that side, it's been fulfilling for them as well. Being able to connect with a student or being able to post messages of encouragement has been therapeutic for the people outside of Athens and our alums all over the country and world. So that's been a really nice part of this as well.
Yeah, I mean, the bond between Bobcats is something you don't see most places, and it's not just the people you were in class with and knew while you were here. It's just anyone who might be a Bobcat. You see someone across the airport terminal with the Ohio shirt or a cap on, and
yeah, absolutely,
you have an instant connection with them.
Yeah,
and I just don't think you find that in many places with many universities, and so I think that connection is really coming out through all of this. And I agree, it's just so wonderful and inspiring to see. But there's still that really serious need coming from the students, and some of those stories, like you said, it's just heartbreaking to hear what they need and how all of these restrictions are impacting them. And then beyond that, the headlines are really heavy these days too, of course. So I'm just sort of asking everyone I talk to just to try to keep spirits up and find the silver lining wherever we can. Where are you finding that hope, those bright spots these days?
Yeah, that's a great question, and it can get heavy. It gets dark. I was watching the news the other night, and you just have to turn it off. You just have to kind of get away from it, because it's constant. It's 24/7, nonstop. There's really not much else that's going on. So, I think some of the bright spots that I've found, I think, is my wife Stacy and I were talking about this other day, the opportunity to kind of reconnect with our kids. We have 5 kids, including a sophomore here at OU, all the way down to 8-year-old twins, and we have dinner together every night. And I was saying that I can't even think of the last time we had dinner together, for a week straight, much less 4.5 weeks that this has been going on. And just the bonding with that. We watch Beat Bobby Flay, and an episode of Beat Bobby Flay and an episode of Jeopardy every night over dinner, and we play games and we laugh, and you kind of take all those moments in, because maybe they wouldn't exist if this wasn't going on in our world. So finding those moments to reconnect with your family and appreciating the fact that, you know, one of my twins will walk in during the day and just be able to hug me and walk out, and I'll be able to help them with their schoolwork, and we'll just, you know, just feel more connected. So I think that's been, you know, that's been a bright spot since this has all happened. You know, fortunately we have horses and live on a horse farm, so been able to get outside and enjoy the spring weather and spend time with the horses. And my wife and I were actually talking to a couple folks about fostering a couple of their horses to help just bring them here, take care of them, feed them, and help out some individuals that need it. So that's been, you know, something where we feel like we can give back and help some people. But, you know, really trying to enjoy the parts that maybe wouldn't exist here otherwise without this. You know, obviously we want this to end and we want life to get back to normal, but at the same time, I think these are moments that we can cherish. And, you know, our kids will always remember this. You know, this is you know, our 9/11, or you know, you know, these watershed moments in time. This will be their moment for our kids. And you know, we want to try to have as many memorable parts that are good as well, because there's going to be enough bad that's associated with this time. So yeah.
Yeah, yep. And you know, I crave that normalcy too, and that return to the routine. But I've had those moments where I'm like, this good part, I want to carry that forward. Even if we get back to normal, I want to try to carry some of that positivity and some of those sort of recalibration of your worldview and what's important, and a good reminder to carry those things on, you know, when things hopefully return to something normal pretty soon.
Yeah, that's what you just said there about, you know, recognizing what's important and recognizing what are the things that you can change, that you've learned from this, that you can change permanently, that you can change for the rest of your life. And you find those moments throughout the day, and you think of the future and think, you know, these are things that I want to stay. These are things that I want to be part of my life moving forward. And it makes other things, you know, look just not as important. So, you know, I think that's something hopefully everybody can take from this.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining me and for this conversation. I really appreciate it. I wonder, this is a closing thought. Do you have any advice or any final words for the Bobcat community, anyone who might be watching us here?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, I want to thank everybody on the front lines. You know, our hopefully people saw that our third year medical students, actually beginning April 13th, are heading out there on the front lines to help in this battle. And you know, all our doctors, all our nurses, everybody, our EMTs. You know, you look at the people that are, you know, in addition to the front line, you know, the medical folks, you know, the other people that are dealing with this every day, the grocery workers and the cooks and the delivery drivers and the other people that are really putting themselves at risk every day to help take care of everybody. I'm just very appreciative. I walked into Kroger the other night to grab some food here in Athens, and you know, there's someone there spraying the carts down with disinfectant, and just, you know, to appreciate that somebody's doing that and somebody's taking that time to make sure that the customers are safe, and you know, those type of things. You know, something else that you learn to appreciate the good in humanity, to try to help each other as much as possible. So, you know, for everybody that's on the front lines, and for everybody that's helping make sure that our life can go on as much as possible, I'm grateful for that. And you know, I would say, if I had any advice, just like we were talking about earlier, just enjoy the good moments. There's a lot of them if you look for them. And this will end soon, and you know, we'll be back to normal. But try to take those moments in, and you know, call a neighbor, text a neighbor. I saw something that phone calls are up, you know, 50%, because people just crave that conversation. You know, it's not about texting and emails as much anymore. People want to make phone calls and want to hear people's voice. So call a friend, call a family member, call a colleague. You know, check in on people, and continue to take care of yourself and take care of each other.
Absolutely. Thank you so much once again. And just for anyone who might be watching and wants to learn more about this campaign, they can go to bobcatstakecare.ohio.edu, where they can find information about donating and the fund, but also can see all of those messages that fellow Bobcats are sharing on social media. And just to do that alone, it really is worth a visit. So I encourage everyone to go there and check it out. And thank you again, and just keep taking care.
Thanks, Pete. You be safe.